Welcome to a fascinating journey into the world of Sigma males. These are the lone wolves, the enigmatic introverts who stand apart from the often discussed alpha and beta males. They march to the beat of their own drum, finding comfort in their solitude and reveling in their independence. These aren't your typical social butterflies or popularity seekers. No, Sigma males are a breed apart, preferring their own company over the clamor of the crowd. They're not antisocial, they're simply selectively social, choosing depth over breadth in their relationships. Intrigued yet? You should be, because understanding this unique personality type is like unlocking a mysterious puzzle. If you've ever been baffled by such enigmatic individuals, stick around as we delve into the world of Sigma males and unveil the 8 normal things they can never stand. First on our list is something many of us engage in every day: small talk. Now you might be thinking, what's wrong with a bit of harmless chatter? Well, for Sigma males, this seemingly innocent act of conversation can feel like a marathon without a finish line. Let's set the scene. You're at a party, surrounded by a sea of people, most of whom you barely know. Someone approaches you and starts discussing the weather. Sounds typical, right? But for a Sigma male, this is the equivalent of listening to a symphony where every note is the same. It's repetitive, it's predictable, and above all, it's draining. Sigma males crave depth and substance in their conversations. They're not interested in discussing the latest celebrity, scandal, or what they had for breakfast. Instead, they'd rather dive into profound topics like philosophical debates or complex theories. Take the weather small talk situation, for example. While most people would simply agree that it's a lovely day and move on, a Sigma male might be more inclined to discuss the impact of climate change or the beauty of nature's unpredictability. They're not trying to be contrarian or difficult. They simply find these conversations more stimulating and rewarding. Now, this isn't to say that Sigma males are incapable of engaging in small talk. They're more than capable. It's just that they see it as a means to an end, a stepping stone to deeper, more meaningful conversations. They'll endure the small talk if it means they'll eventually get to discuss something they're genuinely interested in. But here's the thing. Sigma males are introverted by nature, and small talk requires a lot of social energy. It's like asking an athlete to run a marathon, then perform a high jump immediately after. It's possible, but it's definitely not ideal. In a world that often prefers surface-level interactions, Sigma males stand out. They challenge the norm by seeking depth and authenticity in their conversations. They're not interested in the fluff. They want the real, the raw, the meaningful. For Sigma males, meaningful conversations trump pointless chit-chat, always. Next, we have the status quo. This is something Sigma males just can't abide. Now, what exactly do we mean by status quo? It's the existing state of affairs, the way things have always been done, the norms and conventions that society expects us to follow. But for a Sigma male, the status quo is more of a challenge than a comfort zone. Sigma males are the pioneers, the explorers, the trailblazers. They are the ones who look at the well-trodden path and say, "No thanks, I'll make my own." They have an inherent aversion to the cookie-cutter lifestyle, the one-size-fits-all approach to life that society often promotes. For instance, let's take the typical career path. Graduate from a good school, land a stable job, work your way up the corporate ladder. Sounds familiar, right? But a Sigma male might look at this and think, that's not for me. Instead, he might choose to start his own business, to travel the world as a digital nomad, or to pursue a less conventional career that aligns with his passions and values. And it's not just about career choices. It's about life choices, too. The Sigma male might choose to live a minimalist lifestyle, to be single by choice, or to forego the latest trends in favor of timeless classics. He doesn't do these things to be rebellious or contrarian, but rather because he genuinely believes in carving his own path, in making his own rules. It's important to note that challenging the status quo doesn't mean rejecting everything that society has to offer. Sigma males are not anarchists. They understand the value of laws, of social order, of community. But they also see the value in questioning, in pushing boundaries, in not accepting things just because that's the way it's always been done. So the next time you see someone going against the grain, defying conventions, and living life on their own terms, there's a good chance you're looking at a Sigma male. Because for them, the status quo isn't a rule book to be followed. It's a challenge to be overcome. For a Sigma male, conformity is not an option. Third on our list is inauthenticity, a trait that Sigma males find particularly off-putting. Now let's dive a bit deeper into this. What is it about inauthenticity that grates on a Sigma male's nerves? Well, in a world where facades are as common as morning coffee, Sigma males crave authenticity. They value genuine interactions, not just surface-level pleasantries. They seek depth, not shallow exchanges. They desire substance, not fluff. When a Sigma male encounters a person who isn't being true to themselves, it's like nails on a chalkboard. They can spot insincerity a mile away. It's not about being judgmental or critical, but rather a keen sense of observation that allows them to discern between what's real and what's not. But why is this so important to Sigma males? It's because they themselves strive to be authentic. They live their lives on their own terms, not bending to societal norms or expectations. They value honesty, both in themselves and in others. They believe in being true to their own nature and expect the same from those around them. You see, to a Sigma male, being authentic is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about owning your flaws, embracing your uniqueness, and not being afraid to show the world who you really are. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even if it goes against the grain. Sigma males understand that everyone has their own journey, their own path to walk. But what they find unpalatable is when people hide behind masks, pretending to be something they're not. This is where inauthenticity becomes a problem. It's not about the image you portray to the world, but the truth you live every day. In a world of pretense, Sigma males stand as a beacon of authenticity. They don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. They live their truth, unapologetically, and without compromise. And that, my friends, is why Sigma males can't stand inauthenticity. They seek the real, the raw, the genuine. They value authenticity not just as a trait, but as a way of life. To a Sigma male, authenticity is not just a trait, it's a way of life. Moving on, we have popularity contests and gossip, two things Sigma males steer clear from. When it comes to popularity contests, Sigma males are the ones sitting on the sidelines. Not because they can't compete, but because they see no value in it. For them, life isn't about gathering the most likes or followers. It's not about being the most popular or the most talked about. It's about personal growth, achieving individual goals, and maintaining a sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on external validation. Think about it. The Sigma male is the lone wolf, the independent thinker, the one who is comfortable in his own company. He's not concerned with the fickle nature of popularity, where one day you're the talk of the town, and the next you're yesterday's news. He doesn't need the limelight to validate his existence, his value, his worth. He knows his worth, and that's all that matters. On the flip side, we have gossip. Now, who doesn't love a juicy piece of gossip? Well, Sigma males for one. Gossip, rumors, hearsay, Sigma males want no part of it. They see it as a waste of their precious time, time that could be better spent pursuing their passions, honing their skills, or simply enjoying the solitude they so cherish. Gossip is about others, about their lives, their mistakes, their successes. But The Sigma male? He's more interested in his own life, his own journey. He doesn't have time to concern himself with what others are doing or saying. He's too busy forging his own path, living his own story. In the world of the Sigma male, there's no room for popularity contests or gossip. It's all about being true to oneself, about embracing one's individuality, about valuing privacy and personal growth over public acclaim. In the end, the Sigma male's focus is not on the superficial chatter of the world around him. It's not on the fleeting fame of popularity contests. A Sigma male's focus is on self-improvement, not on what others are doing or saying. Next up, we have unnecessary drama and being the center of attention, two things that Sigma males absolutely detest. Now let's talk about drama. You know, the kind that seems to follow some people around like a cloud of pesky mosquitoes. Sigma males? They'd rather be miles away from it. They're like the lone wolves of the human world, preferring to stay clear of the pack's squabbles. They'd rather focus on their own pursuits, their own growth. They're not interested in who said what about whom, or who's not talking to who anymore. It's not that they don't care about people or their feelings. They simply prefer not to get embroiled in conflicts that they see as unnecessary or avoidable. And then there's the spotlight. Now, don't get me wrong. Sigma males can handle being the center of attention. They're not shrinking violets, but they won't seek it out. They won't strive to be the life of the party or the star of the show. Why? Because they value their peace and quiet. They like the freedom that comes from being on the periphery, from observing rather than being observed. They find it liberating, not isolating. They can engage when they want to, on their own terms, and retreat when they need to. Being in the spotlight often means conforming to expectations, performing for others, and that's just not the Sigma way. They are fiercely individualistic, preferring to follow their own path rather than the one laid out by societal norms or expectations. They don't need the validation that comes from being in the limelight. They are their own toughest critics and their own biggest fans. In the end, it boils down to this. Sigma males value their tranquility and autonomy. They don't want to be caught up in the whirlwind of drama or be thrust under the glaring lights of attention. They're happy in their own world, following their own beat, doing their own thing. For Sigma males, tranquility and autonomy are far more appealing than drama and attention. Last, but certainly not least, we have disrespect of personal space, a surefire way to irk a Sigma male. Now, let's get something clear here. When we say personal space, we're not just referring to the physical bubble around us. For Sigma males, personal space extends beyond the tangible to include their time, their solitude, and even their thoughts. It's like an invisible fortress they've built around themselves, and any unwelcome intrusion is met with a less than pleasant reception. So why is personal space such a big deal for Sigma males? Well, it's not rocket science. Sigma males are introverted by nature. They relish the quiet, the solitude, and the ability to be alone with their thoughts. It's during these moments of solitude where they recharge, reflect, and strategize. When this personal space is disrespected or violated, it's akin to pulling the plug on a charging phone. It drains them, disrupts their peace, and interrupts their thought process. How might a Sigma male react to such an intrusion? It's not pretty, folks. You might see them retreat even further into their shell, become cold, or even lash out in frustration. But don't mistake this for rudeness. It's simply their way of protecting what they hold dear, their personal space. Here's a nugget of wisdom for you. If you wish to connect with a Sigma male, respect their personal space, be it physical, mental, or emotional. Don't push them to share if they're not ready. Don't invade their solitude unless invited, and absolutely do not assume you're welcome to their time and thoughts. Remember, while they may not wear a "Do Not Disturb" sign around their necks, Sigma males have a clear boundary drawn around them. Cross it, and you risk alienating them. And here's a fun fact. Despite their love for personal space, Sigma males are not antisocial. They can be social butterflies when they want to, but on their own terms. Respect a Sigma male's personal space and you've won half the battle. So there you have it, the 8 normal things that Sigma males can't stand. As we traverse the spectrum of human behavior, we've explored the unique characteristics of a Sigma male. Their disposition towards small talk, status quo, inauthenticity, popularity contests, gossip, unnecessary drama, being the center of attention, and disrespect of personal space. Each of these elements, while seemingly commonplace, can be a source of discomfort for Sigma males. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. First, small talk isn't their cup of tea. They prefer deep, meaningful conversations that stimulate their minds. Second, they refuse to conform to the status quo, choosing instead to carve their own path, guided by their principles and values. Third, Sigma males have a strong aversion to inauthenticity. They value honesty and transparency, and they can spot a facade from a mile away. Fourth and fifth, the world of popularity contests and gossip holds no allure for them. They are not interested in superficial social games and would rather focus on their own journey. Sixth and seventh, Sigma males steer clear of unnecessary drama and being the center of attention. They value peace and quiet, and they prefer to operate from the sidelines, observing and learning. Finally, the 8th thing Sigma males can't stand is disrespect of their personal space. They value their solitude and independence, and they require time alone to recharge and reflect. These insights into the Sigma male's world can help us better understand and appreciate their unique perspectives. It's not about putting them into a box or labeling them, but about recognizing the myriad ways in which they navigate their world. As we conclude, let's remember that understanding others, whether they're Sigma males or not, is a step towards building a more empathetic and inclusive society. It's about appreciating the diversity of experiences and perspectives that make us human. Remember, understanding Sigma males is not about labeling or stereotyping, but about appreciating the diverse ways in which we all navigate the world. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of personality types.